Yo, peace of love, peace of love, peace of love, chosen ones. I am back with another banger. So I'm gonna go ahead and dive right into this message. The reason why I want to make this is just to say, you know, you aren't on this journey alone. It may feel like you are alone because you're experiencing this in your own reality. You may be going through some hardships, feeling like no one's understanding you. And I want to say this is the reason why people are not understanding you no more. And the reason I like to say understanding is because we're getting an understanding directly to the soul. We're talking directly to the soul. We're not under anyone, you feel me? We are understanding. So people aren't going to understand you no more because your vibrations is raising so strongly. And what I mean by that is because your vibrations could be either one or two ways. Your vibrations could be beaming off of your body to the point you're like a walking magnet for abundance and prosperity, and everything is just flowing in, or your vibration can be really damaged when it literally shrinks because of the bad habits that we pick up over the years and the energy centers not having no energy flowing throughout the body. It's keeping those first three energy centers blocked. So a lot of people are not going to understand you no more because your vibrations is so strong, and you start to change your lifestyle. You start to adapt new ways of living on a day-to-day basis from the things that a lot of people, how people see you at one point in your life, you are completely different, right? So when you come around some people, it's just going to make them so uncomfortable to the point everything that you say is going to sound harsh. Like, it's going to sound rude. When I was first experiencing my spiritual awakening 2 years ago, I would always try to come around family and talk to them just regularly. And I would be so in tune with myself and have such balance and such a strong throat chakra that every time I would project my energy towards them, they would just want to run away. And they would literally tell me, like, back then it was crazy because we would reflect and they would be like, yeah, like at some point they told me they were scared to talk to me just because of basically how strong my energy is from the 3D realm. A person to tell you straight up, like, it's because you're rude. But in reality, it's because you are becoming more powerful. And a lot of people operate on a lower frequency, right? A lot of people operate on a lower frequency just because of the bad habits. So when you start to better yourself and you start to talk the way you are, you know what I'm saying, you moving confident, you're not holding back anything. Because, at some point, we have these groups of people that we may hang around, right? We have these groups of people we may hang around that are no good. And you don't really be your true authentic self that you really desire to be, that you really should be within. So when you start to bite back on words, your throat chakra gets all out of balance. So now you're not actually speaking confidently and you scared to say certain things around certain people. First off, if that's the case, you shouldn't be hanging around those people because those are deep signs from your intuition that those aren't the right people in your life. So people start to get like, they hear how you speak, they hear how you say a sentence. Like, people start to pick up things that they so-called don't like about you no more, that is completely different. They will literally start telling you you are completely different from when I seen you back then. Like, what changed about you? People are not going to understand that you have been bettering yourself, raising your vibrations, and putting in the daily meditation work, the daily ground, getting sun, being out in nature. Like, people are not going to understand that because they are so they're so wired down to just one way of living. So when you come back around and you're like, nah, like, changing your diet, like, not eating meat no more does this, they're not going to listen to you, family. They are not going to listen to you. They're going to try to make a joke of you. You know what I'm saying? They're going to try to crack jokes. They're going to try to do everything it takes for you to be back into that mindset of when they used to know you. They're going to try to throw you off your flow. And this just happens whenever you find peace with yourself, and you actually have to have that alone time when you hit like rock bottom and you just feel like no one else, because truthfully, no one else understands you. Even when you hit rock bottom, before you even have a spiritual awakening, at the end of the day, you can call up a person crying or, being upset. They're still not going to fully care. They are not. You have to get yourself out of this situation. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to find out how to get yourself out of that situation. So once you find out how to get yourself out of that situation, because, we have everything within already, and we just have to see it and believe it in order for it to become the reality. See, a lot of people don't think like that. That's another way. Like, people are not going to understand that. So once you actually get yourself out of that and you become this powerful, confident being, you know what I'm saying, living this human experience, you know, you start to move differently. You don't want to go back to how you used to live 3 years, you know, 5 years back in school. Like, you're not going back, because deep down, family, some people still live in that mindset day by day. And that's not the type of mindset that you should really have. Like, you know, everybody has their times where they finally awaken and then, you know, they start to change things about themselves. But a lot of people will continue to stay in that same mindset because it feels comfortable. So, you know, you have to get really uncomfortable to start changing things about yourself. So realizing all of this stuff by yourself, and it turns you into another person. People are not going to understand you no more. It is straight up. People are not going to understand you no more. When you start to understand that, you know, music, the music that they put out on Apple, Spotify, you know, YouTube, all types of music, it's in a hertz. It's in a specific hertz, right? It's in a specific hertz. So it can literally control a person's emotions. So it can make a person feel sad. It can make a person feel angry. It controls. So it's a certain hurt. Like, I like to listen to, if I do listen to music, like the music I did listen to, I'll listen to it in a 432 hertz. Because now you can actually vibe with the artist, right? You can actually vibe with the artist, and you're not actually listening to all this extra 808 like beats and stuff that really be controlling your mind. So people are so wired in at that type of music and only listening to that because it makes them feel good. But then when you come around and you may have a 432 playlist or just some chill music, they are not going to understand you. Like I said, they will start trying to make jokes of you, crack jokes, make it seem like you're just different. Like, it's just out of the way to be different. Like, you shouldn't be different. Like, they're gonna try to make you feel like you're doing it wrong. In reality, you're doing it right, because now you actually switched your mindset to better yourself. Family, this can come in all types of ways. Like, you not being attached to money. Like, people will not understand that. You know, when it comes to finding yourself and finding peace, you understand that money isn't everything, right? Money is not everything. It's about the true happiness within, the self-love that you have for yourself. That's what truly matters. But people aren't going to understand that. They'll be like, well, that doesn't make you no money. But you have to do the thing that truly makes you happy in order for all the materialistic stuff to come. Not go against it, because now you'll be chasing all your life. But people won't understand that, family. So there's just a lot. It's just a lot to it when it comes down to, like, just trying to communicate with anyone from, like, the past, or you may meet someone that's new. A lot of people just not gonna be on the same vibe as you, because it's a lot of work when it comes to being like chosen ones, and you start to better yourself. It's a lot of work that you put in with yourself. It's a lot of inner work that you put in. So people don't do that, and you know, and that results in people not ever being at peace with themselves, because they're holding in trauma. They're holding in all this stuff that they should have did shadow work with. You feel me? So when you actually heal and become you, you are one of a kind. You are unique, and people aren't gonna mess with your vibe no more, because you are vibrating high, family. That point blank, simple. You are operating at a higher vibration. Everything that you say, do, it's at a stronger, you know what I'm saying, stronger energy, and people are gonna admire you, but they're not going to want to be around you. They'll admire you. They'll admire you from a distance. Like, you may hang out with a person and then they ghost. They still watching. It's because they're wondering how you are doing what you are doing. But I'm here to say, you know, we all, you know, experience the same things when it comes to being a chosen and really awakening in this world that we live in. You really start to see how people really move, and you start to see things for what they are, and you start to see people for who they are. So when you have to lock it down with yourself and really just get right, you know, don't let anything disturb your peace. Don't let anything disturb your peace, because it could just start off with an easy conversation about you being hyped as heck about something that you just accomplished in your successful life. You could tell another person that is not vibing with you, and they can literally just switch up that whole conversation to make it negative, and it can throw your whole vibe off. And that's just from a person not understanding you and how you are actually doing what you're doing. So be protective out here and protect your energy. But as always, I hope you received this message. I hope it resonated with someone out there. As always, you know, subscribe down below and give this video a thumbs up. And yeah, all peace and love.